Greetings! I am Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. We're going to continue our discussion. We're going to bring in talking about multiclassing and using the optional feat rules. So what are these? Both these are more of an optional thing, but let's talk about them. Let's start with multiclassing. What is it? It means you're taking more than one type of class. I might start out with 3 levels of fighter and decide I want to take a level of wizard. You can do that. That is multiclassing. How does it work? Well, there's some basic things. Taking another class has a prerequisite for it. Now, I could have started as a fighter, but taking another level in a different class has a prerequisite that is going to tell me on this chart that I might need a certain ability score at a minimum level to take it as a second class, or a third class, or a fourth class if you really want to spread out in classes. Now, for figuring out how much proficiency bonus you get, you add together all your classes for a total number. So if I'm 4 levels of fighter, 2 levels of rogue, my total proficiency would be as of a 6th level character. Now, what proficiencies do I get? Your initial class, you get everything from it. But whenever you take a second or third or whatever class, there's a chart in the book that will tell you what proficiencies you get for that class. It will also mention there are certain abilities which will tell you how it is affected by being a multi-class character. The other major effect is, of course, spellcasting. You get a number of spell slots, period, to divide between all of your spellcasting classes. To figure out what level it is, it has a formula in the book. Things like wizard and sorcerer and cleric are 1 for 1, but other things like paladin, ranger, or even the eldritch knight or arcane trickster, they add less levels. So you need multiple levels to get a level on the spell slot chart. Now, each of those has their own memorization and knowledge known ones, and how they determine what spells you have access to. It's just the number of slots you can use to cast them is limited. So you'd have to split between them. So if I'm a sorcerer or cleric, I have a certain number I've known, and I've memorized a certain for the day, I have to use a combination of those 2 pools to figure out what spells I'm casting with the slots I have open to me. So after this, we're going to talk about feats. Now, feats I've mentioned in Pathfinder before, where they are a requirement. Here they're an optional rule, and they come up in 2 places. The first is a variant human. You can be a variant human and get a feat. It's one of the options for being a human. Or you can take them in place of your ability score-ups. At certain points during your character advancement, you gain ability score-ups. If your DM allows the optional rule of feats, you can take it in place of getting an ability score, a feat. Now, what do feats give me? Feats give me a number of special abilities. Some of them actually do give you ability score-ups. So you still might get a bit of an ability score even though you're taking a feat too. They're sort of optional rules to balance out the fact that you're not getting the ability score up. You're getting a little bit of extra for a little less. Now, feats sometimes have prerequisites. Their prerequisites could be something like a proficiency. It could be a class ability. It could be an ability score. All the feats do give you good things for what you're choosing them to be. Sometimes they also themselves give you proficiencies in stuff. It might give you proficiency in a skill or a tool you didn't have before. So that's it for today. I've gone over the multi-classing rules and talking about the optional rule of feats. Next time we're going to get a little into the rules of the actual game and some of the ways of and some of the gameplay mechanics. So if you enjoyed this video, if you have any questions, any comments, anything to say, leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you already haven't. We're always looking for more citizens of the Empire. Please share this video. If you know anybody that would enjoy this video, anybody would learn anything from it, anything like that, let them know about it. And until the next time, I bid you farewell.